Hey, Joel Pelletier back. This is about Blue Boy, part 2. Okay, I'm just finishing putting the last strings on. The strings that I'm trying on here are my last set that I have sitting in my shop of brand new are Labella Hard Rock and Steels, which are essentially the same strings that I believe were their Steinberger strings for years and years, but these are the full strings, not double ball end. 45 to 105s. I do appreciate the black winding at the end. It will look a little better on this bass than the red winding on some of the other strings. I think what was on here before were Rotosound, maybe 40 to 100, something like that. I will note that it does seem very resonant even on the table. The A especially. But this bass always seemed to kind of be that way. But I think there was an issue with the wrong string gauge and possibly not enough tension as well. Let's see. Before I, oh, and by the way, these are the EMG Geezer Butler pickups on here. They were very nice to provide me with a set just for jazz bass, as opposed to the PJ setup that they sell, or the P setup that they sell by themselves. I have the P's on another bass. I think they're very nice. They're really nice passive pickups from EMG, and I appreciate that. I had a lot of EMGs in the 80s and 90s and aughts that were the low impedance active pickups, but now they're making some passives which are very nice. And as I get older, my tastes are changing, maybe because I'm playing more classic rock, but I'm finding I'm preferring the sound of passive pickups. It's funny how the 80s ended up not being such a good idea for so many reasons. Okay, before I plug this in, I brought my cheap suitcase scale here. Just to find out what this thing actually weighs. Come on, I don't want kilograms, I want pounds. There you go. Well, this says 7.3. Yeah, it's certainly not under 5 pounds, 7.3. That's still very light. I'm going to have to check my other scale on that because that sounds high to me, but whatever. Okay, so with the new strings on, I'm sure I'm going to have to tune it a little better than this, but let's see what we got. Everything's the same, all the settings were the same. Here's a little bit. Approximate on the tuning because the tuner is in my phone that I'm using to record this. So let's see. That could be tuned better. is any better than it was before, which doesn't surprise me. But now we will compare that again to my number 1 Sunburst, number 1 Jazz. Yeah. Now, with that thought in mind, just overall brighter. Turn up the tone on this and see if I can approximate that. Yes, you can always play with the tone controls in an amp, but when you're using multiple basses in a set, you want each of them to speak with their voice. This is not horrible, but it doesn't speak in any way that this other bass speaks. Let me throw one more bass up here. This is another passive. This is an even heavier ash body. Oh yeah, it just got so much more bottom, and it speaks more on the high end, but without being too bright. Even the mids are warmer. This neck is significantly chunkier. Even these pickups are louder, and I don't know why. I think, therefore, I am unfortunately loath to say that this is going to need more radical surgery. Now, it still feels so light. It's nice how light it is. It's like I'm not wearing anything. I mean, you really hear the strings hitting that top pickup. And it's still not as loud, but more bottom, it needs more. Okay. Next up, a bit more radical surgery. Body transplant.